Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another meaningful conversation on Danish Learning Wala. Today we are discussing a skill that
Walaikum
we
salam.
use every day, but very few of us truly master effective listening. We often hear people without actually listening to them. Sometimes we are preparing our response while the other person is still speaking. Sometimes we are checking our phones, thinking about something else, or simply waiting for our turn to talk. So, what does it really mean? How can we become better listener in our personal and professional lives? And how can effective listening improve our relationships, communication, leadership,
Mm.
and understandings of others? Let's explore the art of effective listening, how to really hear right. My first question is, let's begin with basics. What is the
Sure.
difference between simply hearing someone or actually listening to them?
Hearing is just sound entering your ears. Listening is choosing to pay attention, trying to understand meaning, emotion, and intent, not just the words. So, with listening, you're engaging, you're noticing tone, you're maybe asking clarifying questions, holding back judgments long enough to what the other person wants to say.
Why do people often struggle to listen attentively even when they genuinely want
Yeah,
to understand the
it's
other person?
distraction. Even when we care, our attention can slip. Stress, multitasking, checking phones constantly, even thinking ahead about what we'll say next. Also, listening takes effort. And honestly, we're not always ready to slow down like that.
What are some of the most common habits that prevent us from becoming good listeners?
The big ones are interrupting, finishing people's sentences, jumping to solutions too fast, or letting your mind wander. There's also that framing everything around your own experience. Like, oh, that happened to me too, instead of staying with their story.
How important is eye contact and body language when we are listening to someone?
They're pretty important, but not in a forced way. Natural eye contact, a nod, leaning in a bit, all of that shows you're engaged without saying a word. But it should feel natural, not like staring. The real signal is that your focus is on them, not posing, just being present.
Many people start preparing their response while the other person is still speaking. Why does this happen and how can we overcome it?
Mm. That happens because we're often anxious to be smart, helpful, or not miss our chance. But when you do that, you actually miss their meaning. One trick is to slow down your urge by taking a small breath before speaking. And instead of reacting right away, summarize what they said first. Like, so what I'm hearing is it buys you time and shows you've actually listened.
How can we stay focused when someone is talking for a long time or discussing something that we are not particularly interested in?
That's a tough one. Try connecting it to a bigger why. Like, why does this matter to them? Or how could this connect to something I do care about? If you reframe it as learning the person, not just the topic, curiosity grows. And if it still drags, set small goals. Listen for one key idea or one feeling behind their words. That keeps you anchored.
What role does empathy play in effective listening? Is listening really about understanding someone's feeling as well as their words?
Yeah, exactly. Empathy is the difference between hearing words and feeling meaning. It means you're tuning into their emotions, not just the content. So sometimes it's less about fixing and more about acknowledging, like, that sounds rough, or I get why that matters to you. That alone makes people feel heard. And that's when real communication starts to happen.
Could you explain the importance of asking follow up questions? How can questions show someone that we are genuinely interested in what they are saying?
Mm, right. Good questions show curiosity and care. They signal, I'm not just waiting my turn, I'm actually interested. Think open, gentle prompts like, can you tell me more about that? Or how did that feel? Not interrogating, just inviting. It helps them open up, deepens trust, and turns a surface chat into a meaningful exchange. Basically, questions are little bridges, building understanding piece by piece.
Sometimes people don't directly say what they really want. How can an effective listener understand the message behind the words?
That's where you read tone, pauses, and word choice. Notice what shifts emotionally, frustration or hesitation that might signal more than the words do. Then gently check it out, like, sounds like there's more there. Am I reading that right? It keeps space for them to clarify without feeling pushed. That blend of patience and gentle curiosity is the heart of an effective listener.
What is the role of silence in communication? Why can allowing a few moments of silence actually make us better listener?
Silence is powerful. It gives room for thoughts to surface. When we don't rush to fill gaps, people often share more or go deeper. And inside us, that pause lets assumptions settle so we can respond rather than react. Silence isn't empty, it's working space for understanding. Pauses make your listening feel more present and a lot more human.
How can we listen effectively when we disagree with someone or have a completely different opinion?
Start by listening, not fixing. Don't argue first. Ask clarifying questions so you really get their view. Paraphrase back. So you're saying X because Y to check accuracy. When you finally share your side, keep it about your experience rather than negating theirs. That keeps respect alive even in disagreement. And that's how listening turns conflict into connection.
In the workplace, how can effective listening improve teamwork, leadership, or relationship between colleagues?
When people feel heard, drop their guard. In teams, that means fewer misunderstandings, smoother handoffs, and more trust. For others, it's like fuel. People follow leaders they feel seen by. And between colleagues, it builds mutual respect. You don't have to agree to listen well. That steady attention creates the kind of everyday trust that work actually runs on.
For teachers, trainers, and educators, why is listening to students especially important?
Hmm. For educators, listening isn't optional. It's how you read confusion before it becomes failure. When you listen closely, students feel safer asking those so called dumb questions, which aren't dumb at all. It tells you where to adjust. It's less about delivering content and more about meeting humans where they actually are. When teachers listen that way, learning becomes a conversation, not a lecture. And that changes everything.
Can you share some practical techniques that anyone can start using today to become a more active listener?
Sure, try the 3-second pause. When they stop talking, wait 3 seconds before you reply. It feels long at first, but it helps you hear more and react less. Second, mirror their key words, echo of their phrases to show you've got it. Third, summarize before you add your view. Those little habits slow you down in the best way. Suddenly, conversations feel calmer and a lot more connected.
What are some signs that tells us we are becoming better listeners?
Yeah, exactly. You'll notice more understanding and less urge to jump in. People will start opening up more. That's your quiet proof it's working.
If someone wants to develop the habit of effective listening over the next 30 days, what simple daily practice would you recommend?
Hmm. Try one small rule. Each day, give one person your full attention for just 5 minutes. Phones away, eyes soft, ask one curious follow up. At the end of each day, note one thing you noticed and one thing to tweak. Do that for 30 days. Keep it simple, consistent, and kind to yourself. That's how the habit sticks.
Finally, if you could give our viewers just one message about the importance of listening, what would it be?
Sure. Listen like people matter. Because they do. It's the simplest and the hardest thing, but it changes everything.
Thank you for sharing this valuable insight. Today conversation reminds us that effective communication.
Always happy to help. Take care.
Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep listening, and keep growing with Danish
Thank you.
Wala. Allah Hafiz.
Take care.